I know some of y'all out and about doing your thing, but you can still listen to this. And if you can't catch the replay, it'll be posted immediately after we finish going live. So go ahead, tune in, catch the replay, share it with anyone who needs to hear this information. Today, we're talking about 7 tips on how to see yourself in a positive light. Self-perception. A lot of people have negative self-perception, which is holding them back from achieving the life and business they don't need a vacation from. So I want to give you some tips and some insight on what to look for if you find yourself being more negative than positive, especially about yourself, right? So these are things you can actually apply. This is some of the things I'm talking to about in my Own Your Kingdom book, which you can find at oykbook.com if you are ready to take it to the next level when it comes to mindset, perception, and designing a life and business you don't need a vacation from. All right, so let's get into it. Number one is stop letting people's opinion dictate your own self perception. You're giving too much power. You're giving too much power to people who probably shouldn't even have an opinion on how you live, or their opinion shouldn't matter. Right? So often we let complete strangers derail us. They say something or do something that just completely messes up our whole vibe, and we carry it. Have you ever had someone say something to you early in the day, and then the rest of your day is just like shot because you let them live in your mind? Don't let that happen. Right? You have to fight that. You have to consciously ask yourself, is it rational for me to feel this way? Is what happened earlier, is it really impacting the rest of my day right now? Is that person even around? Probably not. So we have to really think about how we're letting what other people say about us impact our lives and what we feel about ourselves. It's human nature, right? It's human nature to think about things and to dwell on things. So you have to consciously battle that. You have to consciously be aware that that's where those thoughts are coming from. So ask yourself, one, is it rational? Two, what can I do to change how I'm feeling about myself right now? Right? Because it's not your voice saying that. It's because someone said something about you and it's driving you insane. It's driving you crazy. So ask yourself, what are you saying about yourself? Right? Why do you believe this? Why is it bothering you? Is it because you believe it? Is it because deep down you have some insecurity about what was stated? Really challenge yourself. Ask those tough questions. It will help you in the long run because this is life. People are going to say things about you, especially now in the age of social media. If you really want to become someone who's in the eye of opinion, you're going to hear stuff about you all the time. You're going to read stuff about you all the time. You have to make sure you're prepared for that before you step out in that light, because you're shining brightly. People are going to try to dim you. Number two, recognize how others have shaped your self-perception or how you see yourself. Often what we feel is from the past. Someone we cared about, maybe a parent, maybe a caregiver, or maybe one of our friends said something about us, and it really, impacted our confidence, dented our self-perception somehow, some way. So you have to think about that too. Look back and say, okay, at what point in time do I feel like I've lost the positive outlook I had about myself? Usually, when you ask that, you tend to revert back and you're able to see clearly the exact moment someone said something to you that completely took away your confidence. Maybe someone told you to stop talking, you talk too much. Maybe someone said you won't amount to anything and that stuck with you. And what happens is subconsciously you are doing things, or you're stopping yourself from doing things that would take you out of that light. It's called confirmation bias. Right? We'll think about us ourselves negatively because someone says something before, and we will literally stop short of success because we don't believe we deserve that success, or that success is meant for us. An example would be, maybe you've been looking to grow your business and you finally got that one client that said yes, and they're looking to pay you that amount you've been looking for. You've been doing proposals, you've been getting no's all this time. 6 months later, you get that one client. What do? You sabotage it You start thinking, you know what? How did I get this? I don't deserve this. I'm not prepared for this. I can't do this, right? Maybe a job, right? I can't do this. This isn't meant for me. It's no way that I can do this. That's confirmation bias. So then you start sabotaging yourself. Maybe you call that job back, or maybe you drop yourself out the running, or maybe you take that job or that contract and you just perform poorly. You feel like you have writer's block. You feel like you can't focus. To combat that, go back to the time when someone told you you don't deserve that or you don't amount to anything, even if it was you. Go back to the time, let that person know, literally say it out loud, you don't have power over me. You don't control me. And if you need inner child healing, go back to your inner child. I do an exercise where I literally will sit a chair next to me, right? I've done this. Try it out before you say anything, before you say it doesn't work. Sit a chair next to you and talk to your inner child. Talk to the time when you were hurt. Talk to the time when you were down the most. And look at yourself in that time and let you know that you have made it. You are powerful enough to defend yourself, and no one can dim you. No one can stop you. You came out great no matter what you have gone through. Try that exercise, and I want to know how it went for you. DM me, put it in the comments, whatever, because that time period is what you're stuck on. And if you can't move out of the past, you can't perform at your best in the present, which is going to make your future not what you want it to be. All right. Number 3, understand that negative self perception actually serves a purpose. What is that purpose? Why do we feel so negatively about ourselves? Well, it's actually the check engine light. Just like a car, it says, "Hey, something is wrong." I don't know if this is right, but something is not right. We need to check it. That's all it's telling you, because our primitive brain was designed to keep us safe. Now, in today's world, we're the safest we've ever been, contrary to what the media wants you to believe. So, what you have to do is go back to that question I said in number 1. Ask yourself, is the way I'm feeling rational relative to the circumstances? And that's going to inform you on what actions you may want to take next. Because if you continue to doubt yourself and you continue to say, what it does is it's keeping you in your comfort zone, which in turn is keeping you from growing. There are no saber-toothed tigers jumping out on you right now. Right? The saber-toothed tiger is within you. You're defeating yourself. So let yourself go and go for whatever it is that's holding you back. Just go through it, run through it, get your support system that I'm always talking about, that 360 degrees of support, and go. It's okay to fail. It's okay to make a mistake. That's a part of the learning. You have to remember that. Ask yourself sometimes, what's the worst that can happen? What is the worst that can happen if I do this? If I get on this stage and I public speak, do a speaking engagement, what is the worst that can happen? Maybe I forget a couple lines. But if you're prepared, if you've done the work to prepare before you got on that stage, then you'll be able to maneuver no matter what. Right? You'll be able to understand that it's not about remembering a speech line for line, it's about impact. And maybe I just remember those key points. Maybe I'll take an index card, whatever you need to do to prepare, so that when you take those steps, you're okay if you make a misstep. You're okay if it doesn't go the way you want it to go, right? Learn and grow. That's what life is about. It's not about perfection. Perfection is being the best that you can be in that moment. Number 4 is watch what you say to yourself. We are so negative. Most of us, we just beat ourselves up, man. Wow. We are saying we're dumb. We say we suck. We say we're stupid. Change that. Because even if you feel like, hey, I don't mean it. I'm just saying it because of what happened in this moment. That impacts you. Subconsciously, you're really, really feeling that. That's weighing on you. And if you continually speak to yourself like that, you're going to do it when you're not even aware, and that's going to hold you back. That is going to keep you from accomplishing goals. That is going to keep you from trying new things. That is going to keep you from having successful relationships. Self-perception impacts every single dimension of our lives. Impacts your finances, your relationships, your career, how you have outlook on fun, literally everything. So make sure you're speaking to yourself positively. It's not about being fake with it. You can keep it real with yourself, but it's how you're saying it. And it's how you're talking, just like it's how you're saying things to other people, how you deliver the message. Deliver the message in a positive way. Reframe what you are going to say yourself. Instead of saying, "Oh man, I'm stupid," maybe you say, "You know, I can get better at that." Right? Next time I'm going to do better. And then that way it gives you an option to make yourself do the work to prepare for the next time, instead of saying, "I'm just stupid and I'll never amount to anything," because that's a permanent statement versus a temporary statement where you see room to grow. Think about it. Number 5, affirmations only work if you believe them, which is why I always recommend, I give a list to anyone who wants it. I give a list of affirmations to people, and I always tell them, make sure you change it. If you, even if you like it, make sure you change the affirmation to be in your own words, in your own voice, because if you're saying it and you really don't believe it, it's not going to work for you. Affirmations is supposed to help you manifest what you want in your life, to be the person you can see for yourself in the future, to become that person. But it only works if you speak to yourself in your way, if you understand exactly what's being said, and if you believe it. Number 6, visualize yourself achieving what you want and being who you want to be. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools that we have. You see, this is one of the tools that humans have that other animals do not have, right? Most animals function on instinct. It's primal for them to do what they do. We have the ability to have foresight if we use it. We have that ability to feel what should come next, to be able to see ourselves in the actual space of success. Do you use it? Ask, like, look at yourself right now. Answer that question. Do I utilize my ability to visualize success? Many of us do not, at least not often enough. So I want you to take a moment right now. Pause this video if you're watching a replay. If you're watching it live, I'm going to give you a minute. Close your eyes right now. Tell yourself exactly where you want to be. Walk yourself through it. Where are you? Anyone with you? How do you feel in this moment? What just happened to make you feel so good? What's your financial situation? How old are you? What time period? What's the weather like? I want you to literally paint the picture of success that you want right now. And when you paint that picture, this is why we do vision boards and all this other stuff. When you paint that picture, keep it. That's where you need to go when things aren't going well. You need to close your eyes, take a moment, and put yourself there, because that's going to help you remember why you started doing it in the first place. That's going to help you remember that what's happening now is really a temporary thing, and you have some power to change it to get to what you just envisioned for yourself. So try visualization, and don't give up on it until it starts becoming second nature. A lot of us, maybe we just can't see it right now because we're in situations we don't love. I've been there. I've been there, and I know it's not fun, but what is fun is seeing that it is possible to get myself out of it, and that I can get what I just saw. Right? We see it all the time. Rags to riches stories, they call it. So visualize yourself in that success and be as vivid and as detailed as possible. Number 7, be intentional about self-perception. Be intentional about self-perception. What does that mean? That means we have to, like I said, be mindful about the way we're seeing ourselves and speaking to ourselves. And it's a practice. You're not going to get it right every time. Just work on it. Catch yourself if you say something negative. Catch yourself if you find yourself, really downing yourself and looking at yourself in a negative way, looking at yourself as a failure, whatever it is. Tell yourself you love yourself. Look in the mirror. Say, I love you. I love you. And see if you mean it. See how you feel when you say that. A lot of people are uncomfortable. Try it out. Say, I love you. And I want you to do it every day. No matter what you feel right now about yourself, no matter what mistakes you've made in the past, no matter what you've done that you regret, tell yourself you love yourself and help you see yourself in a positive light. It has to be an intentional exercise. You have to do everything you can. Make sure every day you do something for self-care. Every day you do something for spiritual and mental and emotional wellness, not just physical wellness. Right? So that's very important. So I'm gonna give you a couple questions to ask yourself when you're going for something or when you're working on your self-perception. Ready? Write this down. Number one, what qualities do I already have that could help me meet that goal? What qualities do I already have that could help me meet that goal, whatever that goal may be? It could be to look at myself in a more positive light. Number two, what do I already know that could help me meet this goal? Number three, how can I position myself to gain the skills and knowledge that would help me achieve this goal? Right? If you don't have the resources, how can you get them? Number four, what choices along the way would give me opportunities to experience satisfaction, happiness, and fulfillment in ways that matter to me, ways that matter to you, not everyone else? Number five, even if I don't meet this goal, will I still feel good about myself through the efforts I made to do so? If I come short of my goal, can I still say, hey, I did my best? I feel good about the where I've gotten. Can you say that? That's a telltale sign on how you feel about positive perception. Listen, I'm a goal getter myself. I'm a person that really likes to achieve on a high level. And it's tough to say I'm okay with my shortcoming. It's tough to say it, but you know what? When you can say it, that's when you're able to reach even higher heights than you thought were possible. So get to that point where you can say it. It may take you a few hours, may take you a day or two, but process it and get to that point where you say, hey, I'm okay that I fell short. Let me keep trying if I really want this. Okay. Or maybe you discover that that wasn't the original goal that you should have been setting in the first place. That's okay. Change is okay. So, all in all, I want you all to know that positive self perception, it is impacted by other people if you let it be, right? But the key is you have to do the work to change how you see yourself. And it's a constant thing, right? It's a lifelong effort. So don't worry about getting it right and being 100% positive on yourself all the time. It's about doing your best, doing what you can do to change the negative to the positive when it comes to your perception, doing what you can do to see your strengths instead of focusing so much on your weaknesses and shortcomings. So, if I can be of assistance, you can drop it in the comments. Let me know how I can help you. If you found this helpful, make sure you subscribe to my channel or follow me, and make sure you share this with your peoples because I know this is going to help somebody. This is for you today, right? We are talking about things that are just to help you design a life and business you don't need a vacation from every day this month. I've been good so far, so keep me accountable tomorrow. If you want me to talk about something specifically, drop it in the comments and I can do that. I'm your host, Javon Wooden. Peace and blessings to you. Have a wonderful day.